Good morning. We're going to talk puppets today. Puppetry is on Fridays for our Clown Academy. So I will be either doing videos or sending YouTube links or just typing something up for you to read. I do like to recommend books. And so this week's book is A Practical Guide to Puppetry by Mark Down. Has a lot of good information in it. Has, diagrams. It does have some photos in here, colored photos. Good book. Got it on Amazon. It is a little pricey. So, yeah, I'm looking to see what the price was. Yeah, that was probably about $30. So a little pricey on that, but you can probably get it at your library. And your library is a good resource for not only puppetry books, but skit books and joke books. So go to your local library. And I was thinking library today because I got a notice that my library card's about to expire. So the first thing I want you to start thinking about is, how do you see yourself using puppets? Is it a walk around? What kind of a clown are you, first of all? I guess we need to start there. White face clown, you're going to be a pretty clown. You would be smarter probably than the puppet because the white face clown is our upper clown. And they are the pretty, always looks good and smart and, those kinds of things. If you're in a goose clown, you are kind of second on the totem pole there, and you might be the butt of the joke. So you and your puppet could be equals, or the puppet could make fun of you. And then if you're a character clown, how would you see a puppet being used as your character? Are they going to be an extension of you? Are they an additional character? Are you using them in skits or magic? How exactly are you doing it? Okay. One of the puppets that I use is a simple stick puppet. Isn't he cute? Okay. I have a whole box of popsicle sticks. I've pre-cut the little squares here. I take some Sharpie markers with me and I let the kids make these, and then we can, or I just hand them out. There's a great handout, and I haven't got this one done, but I can put my business name and phone number on the back, and it's a good giveaway. And then my puppet and your puppet could have a conversation. So it's lightweight, it's cheap, you can give it away. You can use it as a craft with kids. I've done that. I do that a lot. So stick popsicle puppet. Next type of puppet is your finger puppet. There he is, my little busy bee. Okay. Once again, it is something that's lightweight. You can carry it around. I might use this if I went to a restaurant. I might use this if I was working in a hospital. The nice thing about using this for hospital is this one is vinyl, and I can clean it and sanitize it before I go in. Because you got to have clean, sterile equipment when you go into a hospital. So this can be sterilized, and it's lightweight and it's small, and it wouldn't scare people. So you have that. Then we get into hand puppets. Where did I put my hand puppets? I have a lot of different hand puppets. And if you were with me the last time, I brought different puppets. Okay. This first one is kind of scary, and I have to be really careful. I do kids shows as my Mother Goose character, and I pulled this guy out and freaked the kids out. So now I do it. If I use this, I put it on in front of them, but it is my spider. It is a hand puppet. Hand fits in the back. And I can make most of his legs move. So yeah, he's kind of creepy. So I do put him on, and I do have a smaller version of him that also freaks kids out. So I'm very careful with that one. This is my chicken. This is a chicken puppet, and I don't use this one so much. I also do comedy shows, and so we pulled the chicken out for some of the comedy shows. We have one that's based on an old Hee Haw show. Hand goes in the butt on this one, and I can't really get my fingers up there to do a whole lot with its mouth, so I might just put a couple fingers up in the head. Doesn't do a lot of movement, and it's tough to move. So, like I said, I use this one more as a prop instead of like a sidekick puppet, which is fine. And then what I drop on the floor? Oh, hold on. I dropped it. Come on, come on. Get up here. He's a little shy. This is my newest little guy. And I love him. I haven't figured out what we're gonna do with him or where he's gonna go yet or what he's gonna do. But this is my goofy little puppet, and I haven't even he hasn't given me his name yet. Puppets will kind of tell you what their name is. If you name them and the name isn't working, you find him a different name. Okay, so he is what they call a mouth puppet. Hand goes in the bottom, and I can sit him on. I don't know if you can see him sitting there. I'm kind of close. I can sit him on my hand, so he's got some place to. Yes, you're so cute. Yeah, those are people out there. So when we talk puppetry, we're not talking ventriloquism. I can do vent, but I'm not good at it. Okay, it is not a specialty. I can talk with my mouth closed, but I'm not good at it, so I don't ever say that I'm a vent. It's not my thing. I can still make them talk. Or there. I just move him in front, or as I'm talking to him, then when he talks to me, I can kind of cover my mouth. But a lot of times, if you're really into it and you really believe the puppet's talking, doesn't matter. Your audience will believe it too. So, still waiting. I don't know. Gotta name him. He hasn't. He's kind of a baby, so I don't know. He's probably gonna be tiny something. So he's new, and with mouth puppets, with those I call this a big mouth puppet. You do have to work with them to make sure that it's easy to do this movement. When you get them, they're stiff. Okay, and you can make these. I just don't have the time or the motivation to do that. Now I'm going to show you a prop puppet. Okay, this is what I call a prop puppet. This is a puppet that I can use, and it's part of a skit. You may have realized that it's an old woman, and I use her with the old woman who swallowed a fly. And I can let me get her up here. Oh, your dress is ripped. When did that happen? Okay, I gotta fix her dress. She got. Actually have two of this one because the other one I beat up. Because what I do is I give the kids all of these, and they all make sound. Bzzz, old woman who swallowed a fly. Why did she swallow a fly? And you go through. And I didn't bring all the animals, but here's a goat, and she swallowed a goat, and she swallows a horse, and they all go into her tummy, and she can be. It's good if I make her do something. If I turn her into a person, she becomes a prop puppet. She can talk, and I can talk to her. What do you mean you're eating more? Okay, so I can go back and forth with her. So that makes her a prop puppet. I use a lot of my magic. That's one of the things I do a lot of, and I have a lot of silks. I don't know if I have a silk sitting here. I have a cat sitting here, and I'll show you how to do that. And I make them talk to me. It's storytelling with something who's not animated. I mean, I have silks. They're not 3D. So I want you to think about your clown character, where you would be using puppets, and how you want to use them. Do you want to use them in skits? Do you want them to be an extension of you, like a second character? And you see a lot, like, I grew up with Sherry Lewis and Lamb Chop. It wasn't Sherry Lewis. It was Sherry Lewis and Lamb Chop. That's how they promoted it. Mr. Rogers had a whole bunch of puppets that he worked with, but he was Mr. Rogers. They were separate characters that you used in a skit. Or, they had the Land of Make-Believe. So those are, I call those character puppets, whereas Lamb Chop was Sherry Lewis's sidekick. Jeff Dunham, great vent, love his stuff. His characters are characters that he talks to. He has a whole cast. They are extensions of him. So if you're doing parades, close up, I would suggest, especially with littles, I would suggest small finger puppets like the popsicle. As you get into bigger audiences or doing bigger things, some of the bigger puppets, could I use any of those in the parade? Sure. Um, but you gotta think about, where am I going to put them? If I get tired of carrying them, where am I going to put them? Can I use these in a show? Absolutely. Can I use this in a show? Probably not. It's too, I mean, depends on how far away your audience is. If you're using this with 2 or 3 kids, sure. If you're on a stage, no. So your assignment this week is think about how you would use a puppet. Is your puppet going to be the one that you pick on and make fun of? You got to be careful with that. Is the puppet going to make fun of you? Is it going to be a walk around? Is it going to be, are you going to build skits and comedy with it? Can you have a puppet that you tell jokes with? Absolutely. But it's up to you to figure out how and where you're going to use your puppet. That's your exercise for this week. And I will talk to you next week.